Tungino Kivaranji gave Kapo Kivana to Colonna Tatoka Chicken Maneva give it on the Gajan Bordina Kakimba Geneson, Judah Jidang Jana, making about some minute Jida Yanzu give us a schedule to the border in the Dole Dota the Shida. So Subana Majada give us a donor to
For me, ski touring has always been
first passion in my life.
An absolute pleasure and delight.
Listening to your breathing,
strong exercise,
inner calm.
Well, to feel the snow,
experiencing stuff without thinking,
brings me to very wild and natural places.
You have like a very strong rhythm.
You can't really tame it, and once it's there, it's there, and once it's gone, it's gone.
How we could find a shakar bird.
My name is Oleg, and I live in Georgia. Since childhood, I have liked to change my body's position in space under gravity's influence. To ensure this does not look like an idle pastime, I have been working as a ski guide for the last 13 years, conducting ski touring programs in Georgia and Turkey. Relationships with my clients often develop into friendships, so I sometimes go on adventures beyond the standard itineraries in the regions I know. This time, with 4 guys with whom I spent unforgettable days in the Georgian mountains of Svaneti in previous years, we went to the Himalayas. I have always been attracted to mountains, and I could not explain my passion. But now, I am close to understanding the source of this passion. Nature has a powerful, indescribable influence on us, especially if our brain does not block the perception of nature, and this experience is progressive. Returning to nature, we begin to realize the essence of our existence. In moments of awareness and feeling of being an integral part of nature, we regain pristine freedom, lost harmony, and happiness.
The shukar partridge is a bird that lives here in the Himalayas. It's a nimble, quite strong, little fucker, to be honest. Beautiful little bird that lives in the high mountain region, that comes out in the morning, quick on its feet, even quicker on its wings, that flies around so majestically and so beautifully, like you've never seen something before. And we came here to look for it. And we found it. But we found it, and we found probably so much more. I mean, this in a way, this also could be quite spiritual. Do you know what I mean? We found it, and what else did we find? First of all, we found some chai. Thank you, Oleg. No, but we went, we looked for it. We traveled the high mountains. We went up and down. We went through high altitude to even higher altitude. We battled through the elements. We battled through illness, my personal illness. Not in a metaphorical sense, but in a literal sense. And we came out on top. Not only did we find a bird, but in a spiritual way, we found ourselves. And that is really all that matters on a trip like that.
The group changes after a couple of days. The beginning, everyone is still with their head in their jobs, running around, trying to get up the mountain as fast as possible. And when, after a couple of days, everything slows down, you detach from your daily life, and you just walk up the mountain, everyone in their rhythm, slowly, step by step. The whole feeling changes, and everyone is at ease, and being this small part in this huge mountain array brings everyone sort of like really down. just the magnitude of these mountains, the sheer size of them, sleeping on over 3,000 meters, looking up and seeing that the mountains still go and go for thousands and thousands of meters. They never seem to end. Just puts you into perspective how you're just a tiny part in this whole huge spectrum of what the Earth is and what this mountain range is.
Living in the mountains, why do we go to other places? Like others passionate about mountains, I feel the grace we experience there and return to them repeatedly. The Himalayas are unique in this regard. There is more energy here. The mountains are higher, the birds are larger, and they sing louder. The rivers are more powerful. The wind is stronger and unrestrained. The sun is brighter. The gorges are deeper, and the pine trees are taller. Avalanches and landslides are more destructive. Of all the forms of nature and the elements, mountains strongly influence me. When I am in the mountains and observe the physical difference between myself and the vast peaks, I dissolve in their scale but feel like a part of them.
If I really want to be in the mountains, if I really want to have the same experience of achievement, then I don't want to rely on big resorts. I don't want to rely on lifts. I want to be able to visit mountains, do my thing if the mountain allows me to do it, and then leave it. And the only thing that I leave behind is a trail, and that trail will be gone in 2 or 3 days when the wind or the next snowfall comes. And the memory stays with me, but I don't impose myself on the mountain.
Why the Himalayas? I have a strong connection to India, an admiration for the Himalayas, and a passion for the spiritual practices of Tibet. I have been to the Himalayas from China, Burma, and India before. The Kulu, Lahore, and Spiti valleys are located in the Indian Himalayas and have been home to one of the largest Tibetan communities outside Tibet. This expedition is an excellent opportunity to soak in the sacred energies of these enchanting and majestic mountains as we visit some of the most idyllic yet spiritually powerful places in the Kulu, Lahore, and Spiti regions of the Indian Himalayas.
This is just a very, very amazing way of traveling. It's much better than flying to one of the hotspots of the world and just looking at one like special art piece or construction or whatever. I mean, nothing against that, but I think through these trips we're doing, we're experiencing cultures and landscapes and parts of this world in a very, very different way. The Himalaya and this region, it's wild. We've never been here. It's every aspect, everywhere you look, it's something new. It's something you've never seen. And
You can ski and meditate to feel the power of these mystical mountains, surrounded by some of the Earth's most incredible landscapes. Here, you can experience higher states of consciousness and witness firsthand the impact these spaces have on the delicate relationship between body, mind, and energy. The Indian Himalayas are at the crossroads of two ancient religions, Buddhism and Hinduism. The influence of mountains on these cults is also an interesting subject to observe. What we gained from this expedition undoubtedly went beyond a standard trip to the mountains. This applies to both excellent mountain skiing and a colossal cultural experience. After this trip, my winter will only be complete with an annual trip to the Himalayas. Here, I cried for the first time, just observing the beauty of nature.
Work for your line as well, and that I think is what makes ski touring to me so fascinating. And so it's the reward you get once you reach the top of the mountain. You look around, you're at 5,000 meters, you see all these massive peaks around, you know you've gotten up there with your own power to then ski down.
Guys, what a day! A fresh powder, amazing lines, beautiful scenery, insane mountains around you. And then at the end, the only thing that you see is big grins and smiles of your best friends and high fives, and in the end, a very spicy curry and a very cold bed. That suddenly seems to be the nicest place you could actually wish for, because the place actually has hot water, which suddenly becomes this amazing, luxurious good that you never expected that you wanted so much. And I don't know, it's like sitting here now after this trip, I know that next year I'm going to do the same thing. I know that next year I'm going to plan for another trip to another remote area, just to relive these experiences, relive these emotions that I currently have in me. And yes, I'm not entirely sure if I have much more to say.
Yesterday, we went down and arrived in New Delhi. However, it is also easy to disappear in a city where 17 million people live, 7,500 people per square kilometer. A powerful and contrasting feeling after the expanses of the Indian Himalayas and Tibet. I will say goodbye to my friends in the evening, and we will fly off in different directions. But one day we will meet again.
Schneidersitz? I can't do Schneidersitz. Out.
We arrived in Manali, and the gateway to the Himalayas, and we started to experience the outdoors. We started to force ourselves out there in the wildness, in the openness. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, we turn our heads to the left, to the right, nothing. So the first couple of days go along. We knew that bird was out there. We felt it, but we never seen it. And then one morning, on our way to the tour, or on our way to one of many tours, suddenly it arrived. His majestic flight flew over us, his quick feet chambered the ground. It was a feeling of absolute jubilation. We were so excited. We knew we had arrived. And with that we realized it wasn't the bird we were looking for, but it was our sense of happiness and inner peace that we found whilst actually looking for that bird. Do you want more? I can also tell you some jokes if you want.